Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Friday, December 16th, 2022. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin with news on major upcoming New Japan Pro Wrestling events, including Wrestle Kingdom 17. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced full cards for their remaining shows this year, as well as the official lineup for Wrestle Kingdom 17 at the Tokyo Dome on January 4th. The main event of the 9-match show will be the IWGP World Heavyweight title tilt between Jay White and Kazuchika Okada, while the evening's penultimate bout will feature Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega facing off for Ospreay's United States title. There will also be 3 preliminary matches, including the annual Rambo, which is modeled after WWE's Royal Rumble, an Inoki Memorial 6-man match, which includes Tatsumi Fujinami, and the debut of Kazakhstani heavyweight wrestler Oleg Boltin, who will wrestle an exhibition. Boltin was the gold medalist at the 2021 Asian Championships and has been a member of Bushiroad's amateur team since 2017. The company also announced their annual Post-Dome New Year's Dash show will take place on January 5th at Oda City General Gymnasium. No matches were announced, as the theme of the show will be a mystery vortex. In ratings news, AEW Dynamite live Wednesday night from the Curtis Culwell Center in Garland, Texas, drew 950,000 viewers to TBS, up 13.1% from last week's 840,000, according to Showbuzz Daily. In the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic, the winner is coming episode scored a .33 rating, up 13.79% from last week's .29, according to WrestleNomics. That rating translates to 428,000 viewers. The show ranked in third place in the key demo on cable TV for the evening for the second week in a row. This was the highest total viewership for Dynamite since October 21st and the highest key demo rating since October 5th. In Canada, the English-language broadcast of Dynamite drew 86,000 viewers to TSN2, with 46,000 in Canada's key 25 to 54-year-old demographic. This was the most watched Dynamite in Canada since November 16th. With Impact Wrestling news, here's the Wrestling News' Lou Kipilman.
Impact Wrestling aired last night on Axis TV, including matches taped December 9th at the Charles F. Dodge City Center in Pembroke Pines, Florida. The main event saw the Motor City Machine Guns win the Impact World Tag Team Championship from Heath and Rhino, when Chris Sabin of the Machine Guns pinned Rhino with a sunset flip.
Just enough time for Sabin to get his wits about him, but I don't know if he'll be able to do that on a second time.
And Rhino goes for another core. Sabin, shoulders down. The Guns win their third Impact World Tag Team Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, brand new Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Motor City Machine Guns.
The greatest tag team in the history of Impact Wrestling. Stuns Heath and Rhino.
The defeat ended Heath and Rhino's reign at 62 days. Also on the show, Eddie Edwards pinned Delirious in Edwards' first match back in Impact since losing to Impact World Champion Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory. In other results, Bully Ray beat John Schuyler in a 2-minute match, after which he was confronted by fellow ECW original Tommy Dreamer. The major players defeated The Decay, and Impact Knockouts champion Jordan Grace and Mickie James signed their contract to meet for the title at Hard to Kill in Atlanta on January 13th. For the Wrestling News, I'm Lou Kipilman.
In independent wrestling news, Braun Strowman revealed in an interview with CBS Sports' Shaquille Majori that he still owns Control Your Narrative, the promotion he started up with EC3 in early 2022 following his release by WWE in 2021. Said Strowman of the promotion,
"Yeah, I wanted to give an avenue for people to do what they love, hone their craft, be able to make some money, travel around, and have fun. At the end of the day, this should be the absolute most fun job you could ever have on earth. We get to travel around the world and fight with our friends, make money doing it. And how can you not? It's every 5-year-old's dream. And it was just an opportunity to try and help others live theirs. And unfortunately, like I said, it's something that I still own CYN. EC3 still doing some of them. So who knows what's going to happen down in the future. But right now, I'm so blessed to be back home. You know, I love the WWE. I love the WWE universe. I've said this time and time again. I'm a firm believer that God put me on this earth to do this. I'm back where I belong. I'm home. It's good to be back, and I can't wait to keep making memories for the fans for many more years.
Strowman was rehired by WWE last September. Control Your Narrative has not presented a show since July. In more news from around Japan, Tokyo Sports revealed their end-of-year award winners on Thursday. New Japan Pro Wrestling's Kazuchika Okada reigns supreme, winning the publication's MVP award for the 5th time. Okada also took home the prize in 2012, 2013, 2015, and 2019. It's the second most times one man has been named the MVP, trailing only Antonio Inoki, who won 6. Okada received 15 out of 17 first-place votes from the voting panel. As a result, it keeps the MVP award on a New Japan wrestler for the 11th consecutive year. New Japan also took home 3 other awards. The Best Bout Award went to Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay's match at the G1 final on August 18th, and the Great Okan took home 2 awards, Tag Team of the Year for his tandem with Jeff Cobb, and the Fighting Spirit Award. The Outstanding Performance Award was presented to All Japan's Kento Miyahara. The Women's Wrestling Grand Prize was awarded to Stardom's Syuri. The Technique Award went to Glate's El Lindemann. All Japan's Yuma Anzai took home the Newcomer Award, and the Professional Wrestling Grand Prize Honor Award was given posthumously to the late Antonio Inoki. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.